Hey guys, it's Griffinoni here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time, we went around the world exploring a couple of new things that we were able to do with our new HMs and our new ability to use Headbutt. We also fought some new trainers. We got several new Pokemon actually, and we learned about the ins and outs of the Delibirds and the Conebees. And now we find ourselves in Goldenrod City. This time, we're gonna explore Goldenrod City because there is so much to do. First thing I need to do though, we need to go to the Pokemon Center. My Pokemon are a little tired after trying and failing to find Abra so many times. One thing I'm also going to do while we are exploring Goldenrod City is I am going to switch out Paris with one of the eggs that we have still not hatched. And fortunately with Slugma in the party right now, the process of hatching this egg should speed up a little bit. Now then, what do our friends at the Pokemon Center have to say to us today? The Coliseum upstairs is for link battles. Battle records, such as how many times you had link battles and the results, are recorded on the back of your trainer card. Ah, interesting. Good little tutorial bit. What do you have to say, Round Man? I wonder how many kinds of Pokemon there are in the world. A long time ago, Professor Oak said there were 150 different kinds. Since then, many new Pokemon have been discovered in different regions. There are almost 500 different kinds known now. Well, since then, those numbers have more than doubled. Because God bless this series just doesn't end. What do you have to say, tiny child? Higher level Pokemon doesn't always win. After all, it may have a type disadvantage. I don't think there is a single Pokemon that is the toughest. Well, that's very true. There are lots of different ways any one Pokemon could win, but levels usually help. Anyway, what do you have to say? The radio tower in Goldenrod City is a landmark. They're running a promotional campaign right now. They'll modify your Pokegear so you can also serve as a radio. Ah, a little hint for things yet to come. Alright, so like I said, there is a lot to do in Goldenrod City, and I'm gonna cover as much of it as I possibly can, because there is truly so much to do. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go in here. Welcome to the Goldenrod department store. There is a lot that we can do in here, but first, we need to talk to this man. Good morning, Griffin, isn't it? I have a package for you from your mom. Here you go. Alright, we got Tanga berries. Very useful. We look forward to your next visit. Let me check what those do again. Tanga berries. If held by a Pokemon, it weakens a foe's super effective bug type attack. Interesting. This is actually the first time that we've received berries properly. Berries are held items that Pokemon can use in battle. We've seen a couple of cases. For instance, Bugsy's Scyther had a citrus berry on hand. Man-made items cannot be used by Pokemon in battle, but the berries absolutely can, and the berries have a lot of different effects. Some are in battle effects, some affect effort values, but most of them have some sort of benefit in battle. So they can be useful. Just to be aware that it is temporary. So once a berry is used up, it does go away, which is why I appreciate that I got 5 Tanga berries for my trouble. Anyway, what do you have to say, nerd? Mom's good at bargain hunting. She always buys stuff at lower prices. We'll get into the discounts later on. I'm ready to shop again today. You go. The department store has a decent selection, but some items are only available as game corner prizes. Yes, this department store has a lot going for it. So let's begin the shopping process by talking to you. Welcome to the Goldenrod department store. Well, that's not all that helpful. So the first floor is pretty much just the entrance. It doesn't really have anything particularly noteworthy aside from the details given by the randos here. So let's take a look at what the second floor has to offer. So on the second floor, you'll find kind of the generic stuff that you would expect to find. Right now on this floor, there are Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls. I believe this is the first time we're seeing Ultra Balls properly. I'm not going to buy any right now because I don't have that much money on me, unfortunately. But Pokeballs do what they usually do. Great Balls are 1.5 multiplier, and then Ultra Balls are 2 times catch multiplier. So they are useful, they're just not cheap. Here they also sell the boosted version of repels, so they sell regular repels, super repels, and max repels. Max repels will repel wild Pokemon for up to 250 steps. And we also have more mail. I've alluded to mail a couple of times, but here we can find more generic mail. So we have grass mail, flame mail, bubble mail, and space mail. And over here, we have additional things here. We have Helium, so we can buy potions, super potions, and now we finally have the ability to buy hyper potions and max potions, which we absolutely do not need right now. There is also a revive that we can buy for 1,500, and of course they have all the generic status healing items, including a full heal, which is the be-all, end-all solution to all status conditions. So, if you want to buy any of these, feel free to do so on the second floor. Now, what do the people here have to say? The ladies at this department store even greet kids like me with respect. That's what I call professional. That is professional of them, actually. I found that in certain cases, they usually just kind of belittle kids, which I know some people don't appreciate. I got my Aber at the game corner. Now it's my best partner. You to buy your Pokemon? Ridiculous. The existence of this department store tells me that Goldenrod is a big city. The selection here is unmatched anywhere else. That is very true. There really is no store like this, even in future areas that we go to. As we go through the game, this is going to be your best friend, at least for a good while. Now let's head on up to the next floor here. Here is where we're going to be finding newer items. So, here on this floor, this is the battle collection floor. So here we can find all of the different stat boosting items of things in battle. So earlier we found an X attack, which boosts the attack of the Pokemon by 1 stage, but it can only be used in battle. X speed does the same thing for speed. X defend does the same thing with defense. Guard spec will prevent stat reduction on your team for 5 turns. Dire hit increases your Pokemon's critical hit rate. Accuracy increases accuracy. X special will increase special attack, and then X special defense will increase special defense. It's really straightforward, and it's not the overtly most reliable thing, but in the right situation, they can be useful. I've never had a proclivity to use the X items, but, you know, maybe my mind will change later on. Hey, when you battle, do you use X special? No. It's awesome. It really jacks up special attack. It is useful, but again, it's just not necessary in these particular games. This for SMT, we'd be having a whole other conversation. I'm really impatient. I use X speed in battle to speed up my Pokemon. All right, well, that pretty much covers this floor, so let's move on. And here is where some real nice stuff comes about. So this is the medicine box floor. So this lady sells items at a ridiculous price that I cannot afford at the immediate moment. So she sells protein, iron, calcium, zinc, carbos, and HP up. These 6 items increase your Pokemon's effort values by 10 points. It's not something that you necessarily need to do, but if you do find these in the world, I definitely recommend using them because they can help you raise Pokemon's certain stats when you're trying to optimize the best thing. If I were able to buy any one of these, I'd definitely buy a protein for Hogan right now, but I'm nowhere near being able to afford these because my mom keeps spending all my money. But in any case, if you do want to buy any of the stat boosting items, this is definitely where I recommend investing money in, because this pays off in the long run when used correctly. Now then, you. Hey, I love strong Pokemon. I feed them protein to crank up their attack. Very nice. What do you have to say? Hello. Iron adds to your Pokemon's defense. Thank you for making my commentary redundant. Some Pokemon evolve only through trading. I know 4, Machoke, Kadabra, Haunter, and Graveler. I heard there are others too. Yes, there are. We actually have gone over some of them, but we haven't gone over every single one. We'll need to keep some of these in mind for later. Here, on floor 5, is the TM corner. Definitely want to talk about this one. So, first of all, in this TM corner, they sell TM70. This is Flash. So now we finally have the ability to buy Flash whenever we want. So if you were upset about how you used Flash before and you want to teach it to a different Pokemon, no worries, you can now buy Flash for 1,000 Poke. Will I be doing this? No! But if you do need to teach Flash to another Pokemon, you are now able to do so. TM17 is another TM that we can get. It enables the user to evade all attacks. Its chance of failing rises if it is used in succession. I believe this is the TM4 Detect. Either that or Protect, but it's one of the two. TM54 is a restrained attack that prevents the foe from fainting. The target is left with at least 1 HP. I believe this is the TM for False Swipe. TM83, the user draws power from the berry it is holding to attack. The berry determines its type and power. This is Natural Gift, and this is a very complicated TM. There are a lot of different possible ways that this move can go, depending on the berry it's used. But yeah, it basically is a hidden power that you can control the typing of, depending on the berry that you use. But once it's used once, it'll only be a normal type attack, because it really does require a berry with every usage. So be mindful how you use Natural Gift. Next up, TM16, a Wondrous Wall of Light is put up to suppress damage from special attacks for 5 turns. I believe this is Light Screen, which does exactly that. And then the other TM here, TM33, is Reflect. It's the same thing, but physical attacks. Now here's where the real juicy stuff comes into play. TM15, the foe is attacked with a powerful beam. The user must rest on the next turn to regain its energy. TM15 is Hyper Beam. One of the most powerful special normal attacks in the game. Definitely something you want to keep in mind for later. TM14, Howling Blizzard is summoned to strike the foe. It also frees the target solid. This is the TM4 Blizzard, one of the most powerful special ice type moves in the game. TM25, a Wicked Thunderbolt is dropped on the foe to inflict damage. It may also leave the target paralyzed. This is the TM4 Thunder, one of the most powerful electric types special attacks in the game. Kind of starting to see the pattern here? Well, let me help clarify here. Foe is attacked with an intense blast of all-consuming fire. It may also leave the target with a burn. This is the TM for Fire Blast, one of the most powerful special fire type attacks in the game. TM22 here is a 2-turn attack. The user gathers light, then blasts a bundle beam on the second turn. This is the TM4 Solar Beam, which is very tempting right now, but I'm not going to buy it right now. I definitely will be buying this later on for a reason that will become apparent, but this is going to be very useful. And then the last TM we can buy here is TM52. The user attacks at full power and may lower the foe's special defense if it hits. This is the TM for Focus Blast, one of the most powerful special fighting type moves in the game. So on this corner, you kind of get a mix of good support moves and also some of the most powerful attacks in the game. Now, are they the most optimal TMs? No, but they are the easiest ways to get some really powerful attacks if you have the money for them. So if you have them, might as well use them. Todd, my man, what do you got? Griffin, good morning. It's Todd, are you sleeping in? My Sonic is looking more and more like me. It's getting cuter. And you know, we just failed to beat Drowsy by a tiny margin. I'm guessing my Pokemon's levels aren't high enough yet. See you later. Thanks for the update, Todd. What do the people up here have to say? You can't rename a Pokemon you get in a trade. The name is a reflection of the original trainer's feelings for it. Yes, this is a mechanic that I personally despise. I get the sentiment that they're going with, but at the same time, like, I don't know. If the Pokemon was never nicknamed to begin with, you should have the option to nickname it. They keep saying, oh, you'll give it a one-time chance. They never do. They never do, and they never will. It's honestly frustrating to me. Especially with trading and spare Pokemon being so common nowadays. Anyway, on Sundays, a lady comes to check out Pokemon. She even gives away TMs. Yes, there is one lady that we can talk to here on Sundays, and regrettably, I'm recording this on a Saturday, but I definitely will show this off later. If you were to come to the 5th floor on a Sunday, there's a lady here that will give you the TM4 Return. Return is a physical attack that has higher power depending on the Pokemon's friendship level. I believe it can go up to 120, so you definitely want to try to get this, because if you're raising a good physically attacking normal type and you're just the best buds with it, it can be really, really nice to have. Right, Saris? Your Pokemon's surveying the shelves relentlessly. God bless you. Also, I have to ask, how are you doing this, Saris? You have no eyes. Anyway, I collect Pokemon. Do you have a Drowsy? Want to trade it for my Machop? Oh, this is the guy who needs a Drowsy. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'll be honest, I legitimately thought that the Drowsy trade was going to be in a random house here in Goldenrod. I knew it was coming up, but I honestly didn't think it was this early on. So yeah, this guy wants to trade a Drowsy, well, wants us to trade Drowsy for his Machop, and I definitely want to do this. So, before we say bye to this Drowsy here, anything you want to say here? Pokemon surveying the shelves relentlessly. Well, at least we're consistent here. All right, my guy, you got a deal. I collect Pokemon. Do you have a Drowsy? Want to trade it for my Machop? I absolutely want to do this. So say goodbye to Drowsy and initiate the amazing trade animation once more. All right, Jose has sent over Muscle, the Machop. Yeah, I got myself a Drowsy. Thanks. It looks like Muscle has already found his way out since I had Drowsy in the front. And of course, he is surveying these shelves relentlessly. Now, since we have a Machop, let's talk about it. Machop is a pure fighting type. While this is not technically the first fighting type that we have encountered so far, it is the first pure fighting type. Fighting types are typically good for dealing with more sturdy opponents such as rock, steel, ice, and dark types, while struggling with flying and psychic types. Machop is as straightforward as a fighting type gets. It has good HP, physical attack and defense, but lacks in special stats. It learns almost nothing but fighting type attacks to level up, but all of them are pretty good and have their usages for the level that they are obtained. Additionally, Machop will evolve into Machoke at level 28, giving it even better HP and physical stats. However, if you want to evolve Machoke into Machamp, you are going to need to trade it. And unlike Kadabra, Machoke is a little harder to use in the long run without ever evolving it, especially given its lack of speed. If you are able to evolve it, Machamp will serve you very well. Not only does its attack skyrocket to base 130, but it also gets a decent boost to its special defense, allowing it to take hits on both fronts better. The biggest decision you will need to make if you plan on raising this is what ability of Machops you want to work with. Guts is very helpful in a lot of situations, but No Guard also has its utility, especially given that some of Machamp's later moves are very powerful, but lack decent accuracy. Given that No Guard assures that nothing misses, that can help eliminate that problem. Regardless, I recommend holding on to this Machop for a little while, because not only does it get a 50% boost to EXP since it was traded to us, but it will also prove to be very helpful in the upcoming gym. Those of you who know why, know why. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's take a look and see what we're working with here. Oh, interesting. So Muscle here is holding the Macho Brace. I believe this Muscle has a lonely nature with boosts its attack but lowers its defense. Not perfect for a fighting type, but is interesting nevertheless. It has guts, so that is good to know. And yeah, it has the Macho Brace. Macho Brace automatically makes this trade worth it. So Macho Brace, what it does is it doubles the effort values obtained by a Pokemon, but lowers their speed. I'm gonna take this off Muscle for now, but even if you don't plan on using Machop in any capacity, I definitely recommend doing this trade at least to get the Macho Brace. So definitely do that. Now we still have a couple more floors that we need to explore, so I'm gonna put Machop away and we're gonna press on because we still need to do more work with Saris at the front here. Welcome to the 6th floor, which is referred to as the rooftop atrium for some reason, even though we're clearly not outside, but that's all right. The must-try of the Goldenrod department store. Welcome to the daily drawing corner. You can try for 300. We have wonderful prizes. Would you like to try it? Yes, I absolutely want to try this because this is some really nice stuff. All right, please draw one. Wow, you got yourself the number 3 prize. Please take it. We got a Pecha Berry. Very nice. So to go into the specifics of what the daily drawing will provide for us, because this is a little complicated, because there is quite a bit you can get here. So what is interesting is the prize that you obtain from the daily drawing is slightly affected by what specific day of the week it is. Now, I got the third prize, which is objectively the worst prize, but it is essentially random with the third prize what you are able to get. So in my case, I got a Pecha Berry, but among the other items that you can get from the third prize, you can get an Oran Berry, a Chesto Berry, a Pecha Berry, a Rost Berry, an Asper Berry, a Persim Berry, or Cherry Berry. All these berries have specific effects that can be helpful, but are ultimately just kind of a participation trophy. Now, the real interesting thing is what happens if you get the second or the first prize. Not only are those items much more worth your time, but also these items change depending on what specific day of the week you are playing. So, just to go over the specifics, if you get the second prize on a Sunday, you will obtain the Luxury Ball. Luxury Ball is an item that allows you to raise the friendship of a Pokemon a little easier. We talked about this previously when we were discussing Kurt's balls. On Monday, you will get a Nest Ball, which makes it easier to catch weaker Pokemon. On Tuesday, you'll get a Repeat Ball, which makes it easier to catch Pokemon you've already caught. On Wednesday, you'll get a Net Ball, which is a ball that is 4 times as effective on Bug types and Water types specifically. On Thursday, you'll get a Quick Ball, an item that is 4 times as effective only on the very first turn of battle. On Friday, you'll get a Dusk Ball, which is 4 times as effective when you're in a cave or when you're playing at night. And if I had gotten the second prize today, I would have gotten a Timer Ball, an item whose catch rate increases the more turns have passed. Now, if you get the first prize, you get even more stuff that's more worth your time. If you get the first prize on a Sunday, you will get TM02 Dragon Claw, a really powerful physical dragon type attack. On Mondays, you'll get TM65 Shadow Claw, a really powerful physical ghost type attack. On Tuesdays, you'll get TM91 Flash Cannon, a really reliably powerful special steel type attack. On Wednesdays, you'll get TM57 Charge Beam, a decently powerful electric type attack that has a chance to increase the user's special attack after usage. On Thursdays, you'll get TM60 Drain Punch, a decently powerful move that has the ability to not only inflict good physical fighting damage, but can also drain the opponent of their HP. The only problem is that in this generation, they have not fixed the issue of Drain Punch only having 5 PP. On Friday, you'll get TM42 Facade, a decently powerful normal type attack whose power doubles if the user is inflicted with a SAS condition. If you combine this with Guts, Facade can do immense damage. And if I were to get the first prize today, I would have gotten TM62 Silverwind, a decently powerful bug-type special attack that has a chance to increase all of your stats by 1 stage. It's not the best thing in the world, certainly not right now, but for what it is, it's pretty nice. But this is why you should always come by here for the daily drawing, because it's always worth your time, even if you don't always get the best stuff. Now that we've gone over the daily drawings, what do you have to say, tiny child? Do you listen to the radio? Which shows do you prefer? I like Buena's Password. When I catch it, I take notes so I don't forget the password. That's why my Pokegear is full of scribbles. We'll talk about this later. Oh, see, well, this is looking more like an atrium over here. At least somewhat. If you're tired, try the vending machines drinks. Your Pokemon will love them too. Yes, here there are some other ways you can get things. So while the only thing up here to buy from the counter is the daily drawing, there's also some vending machines here. So you can buy fresh water, soda pop, and lemonade. These will heal your Pokemon by specific amounts. I'm not going to buy any right now because I still am a little strapped for cash, but it is useful. Now, you might think that we're totally done here now that we've gone through all the floors of the department store, but that is not actually true. If we go in the elevator here and talk to this lady here, thank you for shopping with us today. To which floor may I take you? If you look on the bottom screen, you'll see there is B1 floor. This floor you cannot normally access from the main floor area, but if you go through the elevator, basement has the warehouse. It's not open to customers. So yeah, so like I said, this is not normally accessible through the shop, but this is a whole other basement area. And we're going to want to remember this place, but you'll see that there are a lot of items here, and we definitely want to get those. So, let's talk to you, good sir. Macho, help us move the container. Yeah, help us move the container around, and now we can get ourselves an Ultra Ball. Nice, so now we probably have our own Ultra Ball. All the more reason why I didn't buy any of these. Go over here, and depending on who he's facing, you do want to talk to him at just the right time, but we'll have him talk to both of them. Help us move the container. And over here, we get an Ether. Now we have the ability to restore more power points in battle. And now we'll have him move this Machoke. And there should be one more item for us to get. A Burn Heal. Good. Now we can follow the words of the strange bald man I know from a distant land. Anyway, those are all the items that we can get here for now, but we want to remember this place for later because this store is important. Do you want to remember it? Now, if you think that we're done exploring Goldenrod City, you are far from correct. There is still so much more that we need to do. So, first of all, Goldenrod City, a happening big city. That is very, very true. Let's talk to some more people. Hello. I know there's a bike shop, but I can't find it anywhere. Interesting. Need to remember the bike shop for later. I got in trouble for playing in the basement of the department store. Why are you proud of that? Like, dude, do you just enjoy getting in trouble? Is the man in black dressed up like a Team Rocket member? How silly. Wait, what? Huh? So this is Radio Tower. What do you want, you pest? Scram! Okay, that was rude. They built the radio tower to replace the old creaky one. Huh. Very interesting. We'll remember this for later. I'm gonna walk past this obviously shiny building for now. And I want to talk to you next. Whew, this is one big town. I don't know where anything is. Well, we're gonna work it out together. Be careful, get off your bike in the tunnel. Well, we don't have a bike, so we should be fine. I want to go in here next. Oh, hello, Mero. And Lyra's back. Hi, Griffin. You're just in time. When you follow this tunnel, you'll see a dress-up shop. That's where your Pokemon can put on accessories to dress up and take pictures. By the way, here's the fashion case. Did you say you want it? I knew it. This is a present from me. We got the fashion case. Keep accessories in the fashion case, okay? Why don't you get going? See ya! Now, we'll go over the fashion case and what exactly it does later on, but just know, if you've never played HeartGold and Soul Silver, but you have played Diamond and Pearl, you know that the fashion accessory case does exist in both games, but it serves a vastly different purpose. And frankly, in comparison to Diamond and Pearl, it's a little underwhelming in this game, but there is something we can do with it very shortly. What do you have to say? There are some shops downstairs, but there are also trainers. I'm scared to go down there. Well, I'm not. In fact, I'm so confident that I'm going to take Hogan and bring him into the front because we still have more training to do. But there are trainers here, so I guess we do need to do a little bit of fighting. I got booted out of the game quarter. I kept winning at the new coin game, and they thought I was cheating. Well, that is how the gambling works. They wish to win money, not you. We're fighting Super Nerd Eric. Looks like we are dealing with a Grimer for right now. Hogan is still not going to be all that helpful, so I think I'm going to be switching into the cavalry once more. Ha! I outplayed you. Poison gas won't do to me. Alright, Hogan grew to level 10. Very nice. And already Hogan is pretty comparable offense to what we're dealing with here. So I think I am willing to give Hogan just one shot to see how we do here. So let's see if Hogan can bring home the bacon. Mudslap? Really? Like, I get it, dude, but Mudslap is not going to do anything to Hogan. Aw, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, it's getting silly. There you go, Hogan. All right, Hogan got a proper battle in himself. Very nice. Good old Grumbles. I guess I have to do things fair and square. Yeah, you do, mother hecker. Well, there we go. See, Hogan's properly competent. It's definitely helpful for right now. Let's see, no entry beyond this point. Another thing that we're gonna need to remember for later, because nothing we can do here for now, but there's still more things that we need to work on. Looks like we have another trainer that we need to fight here. My Pokemon just got a haircut. I'll show you how strong it is. Oh, God. I thought we had more time. We have to deal with the cosplayers already. Look at Tundo's cut. Why? That's so upsetting. It's just, like, I get why, but, like, I'm just imagining now Lickitung using its tongue to cut trees. Really? Please, Hogan. Dang it. Okay, there we go. And Sarah's good to level 16. Hey! Just one more level. Now I need to go heal. All right, we are back. Now, I want to talk to this lady here. Hello, dear. I sell inexpensive herbal medicine. They're good, but they're a trifle bitter. Your Pokemon may not like them. So here she sells some interesting items. So she sells the heal powder, which heals all the status problems of a single Pokemon. It is cheaper than the full heal. Energy powder restores the HP of Pokemon by 50 points. The energy root does the same thing, except it increases Pokemon's HP by 200 points, which is objectively, because it's a hyper potion. And then the revival herb will revive a Pokemon with half its HP, which is a lot cheaper than buying a revive. Now, you're probably wondering what's the catch. Well, as the lady implies, our Pokemon don't like this, and using these items will lower your friendship with your Pokemon. If you don't really care about that specific thing, then obviously go ahead and use these. But if you're raising a Pokemon that requires friendship, like, say, a Zubat, then I would not necessarily recommend these, but they are useful in a pinch. What do you think, Heracross? Hogan is poking at your belly. With your horn? I think that would kill me. Please don't do that again. What do you have to say, my guy? Welcome. I run the Pokemon Salon. I'm the older and better of the two haircut brothers. Ah, yes, this gentleman. I can make your Pokemon beautiful for just $500. Okay, so let's see here. I don't want to do this with Hogan right now, but I do want to talk about this guy specifically just in a little bit of detail. So this specific area is a bit of an underground shopping area, and the interesting thing about this place is that what is made available right here actually changes depending on what specific day of the week you are playing it on. Now, right now, we're playing this on a Saturday, so obviously we get the Saturday benefit. The Saturday benefit is that we get access to the Senior Stylist and the Herbalist. So, with Senior Stylist here, and the Herbalist there. And I am going to be using his services, because I do want to raise the friendship of Ceres for reasons that will hopefully become apparent later on. Oh, I didn't need to have Ceres in the front. Oh well. There, all done. Ceres looks happy. Do you enjoy that, Ceres? Ceres is poking at garbage. Well, great. I'm glad you enjoy your thing so much. God, what garbage? Anyway, as for the other things that are made available here, if you come down here on a Monday between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m., you get access to the discount item shop. This is where the real underground stuff comes into play. At the discount item shop, you can get a nugget for 4,500 Poke, a pearl for 650 Poke, a big pearl for 3,500 Poke, a stardust for 900 Poke, and then a star piece for 4,600 Poke. Now, why would you want to get these? Well, these items normally sell for more money than the amounts that I described to you. So these items are kind of an investment. So you buy these at cheaper prices, then you go to the normal Pokemart and sell them for higher prices. That's how you play the game. But you have to come here between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. on a Monday, so hope you don't have an 8 to 5 like I do. Anyway, if you come here on a Tuesday, then only the senior stylist will be here. The herbalist will not be here. On a Wednesday, the junior stylist will be available, which will increase the friendship of your Pokemon, but not as much as the senior stylist. On Thursday, the senior stylist will return. On Friday, the junior stylist will return, and then we loop back to Saturday, which is the best option. All of these services have their own benefits, but you definitely do want to take advantage of this as you are able to, especially if you have Pokemon that require friendship to evolve. I'm hoping that this little investment will pay off in the long run. Now, it looks like we have more trainers that we need to fight here, so let's get Hogan back in the front and take care of business. Do you consider the Pokemon types in a battle? If you know about the different types of Pokemon, you'll do better in battle. I can't afford to do that because my Heracross only knows normal type moves. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Hogan grew to level 11. Nice. Please don't paralyze, please don't paralyze, please don't paralyze. Thank you for not paralyzing. Die! Had a chance to inflict decent damage with Sonic Boom, but instead you decide to just go for... Oh, there we go. Sonic Boom, very devastating attack for this early point in the game. It's not the best move for late game, but being able to inflict 20 points of fixed damage, especially when your Pokemon's HP is averaging around 30 to 40, pretty devastating. But otherwise, nothing particularly noteworthy came about from this fight. Now, we still have one more cosplayer to deal with, and fortunately, I have every aspiration to destroy his dreams. Anything you want to say before we get into this, Heracross? Oh yeah, Hogan's dizzy, because it's about to die. Let's go! I think you have some rare Pokemon with you. Let me see them. I mean, not really. I guess Heracross is somewhat rare. Pokemaniac Donald. Are you related to Pokemaniac McDonald? I'll see myself out. Oh, come on! Right, use Growl multiple times. Okay, there we go. It took a little longer. Those Slowpoke are very annoying. Hogager level 12. Very nice, and I think now it actually has better stats than some of my higher level team members. God, I lost. That makes me mad. Telling you, Heracross, like, it does not take long. Heracross, once he catches up, my guy. Now, there's one more thing that we need to do while we are over here. I need to talk to you. Welcome to the Memorial Photo Studio. We are no ordinary studio. You can wear a Team Rocket uniform and take a picture. Would you like to try it? Sure, why not? Please stand in front of the camera once you've changed. Are you ready? Yeah, look, we're actually in a proper Team Rocket uniform. Our hair's sticking out of the hat and everything. It's so cute. Also, what's with that guy's eyes? He has seen the end of time. Come on, look cool as if you own the world. Yeah, so this is one of the best things of this whole game. You get to take photos with your Pokemon, and not just the Pokemon out front. Your entire party gets to be part of it. And you want to remember this guy for later, because one of the greatest things about the photo service is that he goes around the world, and depending on where you are and when you go there, he may show up to take more commemorative photos with you and your Pokemon, which is a great way of being able to kind of reflect on the progress you made in the game. You can check the picture using the PC. Yeah, you can actually take a look and see all the photos you've taken. It's so cool. It's one of my favorite little things about this game. Now, what do you have to say? Oh, your Pokemon are so very charming. How enchanting. Dress up your Pokemon here and make it a sight to behold. And I will even hang a picture of one in the other room. You will do this, won't you? Sure, I'll do this once. I have the accessory case after all. How nice. Let's not delay. Should I explain to you how to dress up your Pokemon? Nah, I'll show them how to do it. Oh, I wonder which Pokemon I'll dress up. Let's see. Let's do Rhino today. I feel like Rhino hasn't gotten enough love. Teehee, I hope you'll dress up adorably. Well, with Rhino, that shouldn't be too difficult. Now, you can see your accessories on the left side of the lower screen. Touch your accessory, drag it to the Pokemon on the right, and position it securely. You can put 10 accessories, so you should check for the right ones using the arrow buttons. Change the background with the square button, the center right. Okay, let's begin dressing up. Now, right now, we don't have a ton of accessories, but we do have a few that we've gotten from Lyra, so let's see how we can change this up. Right now, we have 3 different backdrops. We have the Pokeball backdrop, a snowy backdrop, and a desert backdrop. I'll go with the snowy backdrop for now. We can reposition Rhino however we want. We don't necessarily need to commit to any one specific thing, so... I will say it's a lot easier to position things in just the right way when you have the ability to look at the recording screen, because then I don't have to worry about where my finger is. Let's see here. I think I'll put a little bit of extra floof on Rhino's tail. Put this here. Maybe lower that just a bit. There we go. Put these little gray floofs on the tips of Rhino's little footsies there. All right. I think that's good enough for now. Again, it's not the best thing, but as we go through the game, we'll get more accessories, and trust me, as we get more accessories, we'll have much better options in terms of accessorizing our Pokemon. But for now, I think this is cute enough. Is your Pokemon all dressed up? Yeah, it sure is. I like how the background's also animated. So cute. Let's save design? Sure, why not? Let's show this to the whole world. Ooh, nice work. Let's display the photo right away. Oh, but it needs to have a little title. Oh god, we have to name this thing? Why? Let's keep it simple. Fashion! Fashion. Ooh, yes, I get it now. Your aesthetic shine through. You put your photo right up here. It just looks so perfect there. All right, very nice. Now, if we go in here, I believe you can actually see fashion itself. This it? Yep, there it is. There's the godforsaken fashion that I've created for you. Now, I believe you have something for me, correct? Take a look. This is a drawing for accessories. You never know what you're gonna get. Would you like to try for $100? Yes, I do. So this guy will provide you a new accessory every day for $100. It's another daily thing that you can do here in Goldenrod City. I highly recommend doing it if you want to have a little more fun with the accessories. Here we go. You win. We got the pink beret. Very nice. Please come again. So as we go through the game, we'll have the ability to kind of add more onto the gallery, and I definitely do want to try to get a little more elaborate with things later, but for me to do that, I have to be more proactive with the daily drawings and get as many accessories as I can. But that does it as far as what is available in the underground and what we can do with the accessories for the time being. Now, I want to hop up here. This is the other side of the underground. We did not enter through here, but this guy, I believe, has something to say to us. I was challenged to a battle downstairs. It's rough down there. You better be careful. Well, done and done. And now we're at the top area of the city. What do you have to say? The man at the tent rates your Pokemon's names. He can even rename your Pokemon. Ah, yes, that service. We're not getting to it today. We will get to it soon, but it's not gonna happen today. Not as long as I can put things off. Now, I would love to say that we are done here today, but no, we are not. There is still one more thing that we need to do here. And that is this. Goldenrod City Game Quarter, a safe and sound playground. Definitely no gambling. Let's go inside. Let's go gambling! Let's go! Okay, now this is a little more safe than the previous instances of gambling that we've seen in the past, but let's talk about what we can do here at the Game Quarter for now. We need to talk to this man first. My name is Mr. Game. My heart pounds with excitement when people enjoy my coin game. In fact, that's what I live for. You look like quite a challenger. Why don't you play my coin game? You can get fabulous prizes if you manage to collect a lot of coins. Yeah, sure, why not? All right, here's your coin case. We got the coin case. Show me how to play and my heart will pound with excitement. So as you can see here, there's only one game. It's not slots, it's not roulette. It is the infamous Voltorb Flip. And I will show it off just for the sake of demonstrating. Yes, so let's take a look at the game info just to be clear on how this works. Let's talk about how to play. So Voltorb Flip is a game in which you flip over cards to find numbers hidden beneath them. The cards are hiding in the numbers 1 through 3 and Voltorb as well. The cards, the first number you flip over will give you that many coins. From then on, the number you find will multiply the total amount of coins you collect by that number. If it's a 2, your total will be multiplied by 2. If it's a 3, your total will be multiplied by 3. But if you flip over Voltorb, it's game over. When that happens, you'll lose all the coins you've collected in the current game. To select quit, you'll withdraw from the game. If you get to a difficult spot, you might want to end the game early. Once you found all the hidden 2s and 3 cards, you've cleared the game. Once you've flipped over all these cards, then you'll advance to the next level. As you move up in levels, you'll be able to receive more coins. Do your best. Let's take a look about hint. The numbers at the side of the board give you a clue about the numbers hidden on the backs of panels. The larger the number, the more likely it is that there are many large numbers hidden in that row or column. In the same way, you can tell how many Voltorb are hidden in that row or column. Consider the hidden number totals and the Voltorb totals carefully as you flip over panels. And then memos, this is the big one. Select open memo to mark the cards. You can mark the cards with the numbers 1 through 3, but also with the Voltorb mark. When you have an idea of the numbers hidden on the back of the cards, touch open memo and select the cards to mark. If you want to remove a mark, touch the mark again, it will disappear. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play Voltorb Flip level 1. Okay, so as you can see here, you want to pay attention to where the Voltorbs are. So the first thing that you want to do, just one of the easiest things you want to do, you see how on the horizontal end you see Voltorb 0? That means all of these here, because both of these are zeros, all of these are perfectly safe. So we'll go ahead and flip this over. Flip this over. All ones, all ones, all ones. We receive 3 coins. And we're also fully safe to flip these over because these are also just ones. Okay, well, now I get nothing. This is why people hate this game, because I'm sorry, I try to be nice, I try. I don't like Voltorb Flip, guys. I know there is a good way to do this, and I'll put a link in the description to a really good guide on how to do Voltorb Flip. Well, I just don't like it. I don't like Voltorb Flip. It sucks. Okay. Gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Okay, this one's good. Okay, just so I can say I have a budget right now, I'm gonna quit this one because I'm not gonna get much out of this. Yeah, I'm quitting. Just so I have a budget. Okay, I've got 9 coins. Get these here. Okay, so I've gotten 23 coins from my attempts. The nice thing is about this particular game, because again, they don't want to imply gambling, is you don't actually bet coins to get anything. It's just simply a question of whether or not you walk away with any coins with any given game. But once you quit and get coins, then you're good. Oh God, Ralph, what do you want? Sup? This is Ralph, how are you? I've been spending more time with my Goldine than I have with my kids. What is wrong with you, Ralph? Spend time with your children. That's a bit sad, actually. Yes, it is! You can call your mom sometimes, too. Ralph! My man, what are you doing? Now, that is not the only thing that this game corner provides. It's not just coins for the sake of coins. I believe these 2 gentlemen we need to talk to. Welcome. We exchange your coins for fabulous prizes. Yes, so let's talk about what is available here. In the game corner, there are a myriad of prizes that you can get. And as you can see, having sufficient coins is a bit of a chore. But there is some interesting stuff here. First of all, it is worth pointing out that you can buy an Abra here if you don't want to bother catching an Abra in the wild. You can also buy an Ekans here. Now, this is a big deal. So if you recall when I talked about Ekans previously, I had mentioned that Ekans was semi-exclusive to Pokemon Soul Silver. And I meant what I said. So you can't catch Ekans in the wild, but in Heart Gold, you can buy Ekans here at the game corner. So if for some reason you wanted to get an Ekans, but you just weren't able to get it because you were playing the wrong version, you can buy it here. And same thing with Soul Silver players. If you want to get a Sandshrew, but we're playing Soul Silver, this is how you get Sandshrew in that game. Now, there is one other Pokemon that we can get here if we put in the work. And that Pokemon is Dratini. Dratini is our first instance of a Dragon type. Dragon types are resisted by very few and uncommon types and are resistant to Fire, Water, Grass, and Electric, the four most primary types in the game. Its weaknesses are also few and uncommon, being weak only to Ice and other Dragon types. Now, right away, you see those stats and think that Dratini is incredibly mediocre despite the type. And that is true, at first. It has mediocre stats in the early stages, and only gets marginally better when it evolves into Dragonair at level 30. However, if you put in the time and patience into racing this thing to level 55, you will be rewarded in the form of the all-powerful Dragonite, the original pseudo-legendary Pokemon. It has incredible stats across the board, boasts an astonishing base 134 attack, and is capable of learning multiple types of powerful moves, including the Elemental Punches, Dragon Rush, Outrage, Hyper Beam, Aqua Tail, and even Heat Wave. Plus, with the physical special split, Dragonite can now properly use the physical dragon type attacks. Also, it can flinch in battle thanks to its inner focus ability. To say that it takes a lot of work to raise this thing is an understatement. And regardless, you need to be wary of ice types when you do. But if you put in the work, Dragonite will be an exceptional member of your team. My only recommendation is if you plan to get it here and now, it might be best to take Dratini to the Ilex Forest so it can learn Headbutt and have a decent attacking move to start out with. Now, as for the other gentleman here, he sells some more interesting stuff, or at least relatively speaking. So first of all, he sells technical machines, and I do want to talk about this because oh boy, these numbers suck. So if you give him 2,000 coins, which it is possible to get if you do well enough with the Voltorb Flip, you'll get the TM for Substitute. Substitute, what it does, it creates a little clone of yourself that's a quarter of your HP that will act in your place. Just kind of as a little dummy if you need to just buy some time or set up a little bit. If you give him 4,000 coins, you'll get the TM for Sword Stance. Sword Stance is a really good move that boosts your attack by 2 stages. Can be very helpful if you teach it to the right Pokemon. If you give him 6,000 coins, then he'll give you the TM for Rest. Rest is a good move. It puts you to sleep, but it fully restores your HP in the process. Plus, the nice thing about Rest is that the amount of time that you're asleep is fixed. You go to sleep for 1 turn, and then 2 turns of resting later, and then you're back on your feet. It's really nice. Now here's where the real pain comes in. For 10,000 coins each, you'll get the TM for Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. These are some of the most powerful but equally most reliable fire, electric, and ice type attacks in the game. And there is no limit to how many copies of these TMs you can get, aside from having to spend 10,000 coins on each one. This is definitely something I'm gonna have to work towards, and I may have to do a live stream again of me gambling my life away to get these, because these are absolutely worth it. But my God, they make these things so hard to get in the older games, it's ridiculous. But if you put in the time, it's worth it, and I definitely recommend it. As for held items that you can get here, if you give them 1,000 coins, you can get the Silk Scarf item. The Silk Scarf is an item that boosts the power of normal type moves by 20%, so if you're raising a normal type of any kind, I recommend it. If you give him 1,000 coins, you can also get the Wide Lens item, an item that boosts the accuracy of your moves. Definitely useful if you're using a Pokemon that has less accurate attacks. The Zoom Lens is similar to the Wide Lens, however, it only works best if your Pokemon is going second. The other item that you are able to get here is Metronome. Now, this is not the TM for Metronome, because that would be too nice. No, what this is, it is an item that is most effective if you have a Pokemon that uses a move more than once. It boosts the power of moves that are used in succession. I definitely recommend this if you use a move like Rollout, because that move is already guaranteed to be used multiple times in a row. It is a situational item, so I don't necessarily recommend this item or any other specifically. The main thing you want to go for are the technical machines and maybe Dratini if you really want to go for it. And that is everything that we can do at the game corner for now. I am going to be coming back to this later because I am going to be needing, like, at the very least, the Thunderbolt TMs later on. And this is the only way to get it in the game. Well, there is one other way, but this is the only way to get more than one copy of it. So... Anyway, let's head on out. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this episode here. We've explored a good chunk of Goldenrod City, and even though we are not done with what we need to do here, far from it, we have accomplished a lot. We've gone through the department store, we've gone through the underground store, and we've learned what we are doing instead of gambling. We also got a new Pokemon in the form of Machop. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold, I think we're gonna take a little visit to the radio tower, see what all it has to offer, and fight the gym leader. I know some of you have been looking forward to this one. See you guys then!